deforestation motion raised by the leader of opposition, Mehwish Khan.
भारत मेरा देश है, मिट्टी यहाँ की चंदन है। बहुजन युवा संसद में आप सभी को मेरा सादर नमन। माननीय महोदय, सुनिए आप मेरा बयान। सुनिए आप मेरा बयान। जहरीली है हवा, मर रहा है इंसान। कैसा नेतृत्व, कैसी नीतियाँ जिसका नहीं कोई अंजाम। The air is unbreathable, the water is undrinkable, the forest cover is declining, climate education is not integrated within the curriculum. Yes, Vasudev Kutumbakam is important. Considering the entire world as a single family is important, planetary resilience is important to make sure that the planet Earth can withstand the environmental crisis. Youth leadership is important, especially for a country like India, where more than 66% of the population is under the age of 35, which is youth like you and me. Yes, sustainable civilization is important so that we can make sure that the resources are present for us and also for the future generations to come ahead. But as the leader of opposition, I don't stand here to clap for the intentions of the government. I stand before you to identify the shortcomings and highlight the flaws so that we can have that constructive criticism. Talking about the policies of the government. First policy, the National Clean Air Program. They said that they would reduce the particulate matter, which is the pollutants, the air pollution, by 40%. But do you know what's the condition of Delhi? Which is the national capital, but I would say that is one of the most polluted cities of the world right now. It can be called rather as a national polluted capital right now. According to the IQ Air report, we can say that the pollution of Delhi right now is 7 times more than the limit specified by India and 17 times more than the limit specified by WHO. That's the condition of the national capital. Talking about the Swachh Bharat mission. स्वच्छ मेरा भारत। मैं यहाँ आई इस संसद को जब मैं अटेंड करने के लिए मैंने रास्ते में देखा कि हर 10 मीटर के बाद मुझे सड़क पे कूड़ा दिखा और उससे ज्यादा अफसोस की बात यह है वो कूड़ा इकट्ठा करने के लिए एक मासूम सा बच्चा था। मैंने पूछा बेटा तुम स्कूल जाते हो? बोला नहीं, मैं यहाँ कूड़ा इकट्ठा करता हूँ ताकि मेरे घर में रोटी जल सके, रोटी मिल सके, मेरा चूल्हा जल सके और उस पैसे से मेरा रोजगार चलता है। माननीय महोदय, मैं ये कहना चाहूंगी कि वो कूड़ा समेटने का काम सरकार का है, उस मासूम बच्चे का नहीं। हम बात करते हैं कि हमें climate education ऐड करना है करिकुलम में। I would like to add this thing right now that most important first that education should reach to that innocent child. Then we will talk about integrating climate education into the curriculum. Another policy that I would like to talk about from the ruling party that came is Janvan Yojana. Afforestation fund, more than 66,000 crore has been allocated for afforestation. मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहूंगी 66,000 करोड़ अगर गया है, इतने इसका 10% भी पेड़ लग जाता तो दिल्ली आज प्रदूषित नहीं होता। अगर इसका 10% भी पेड़ लग जाता तो आज हम इस युवा संसद में पोल्यूशन के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे होते। Talking about the national action plan change. Look at the word कर रहे होते। Talking about the national action plan change. Look at the word change that has not been changed since 2008. I talk about the national action plan change. Talking about the recent floods in Punjab. Why there were no beforehand measures taken for Punjab flood, and even if that flood came, why there were no measures taken after that flood? I saw the Sikh community and different community people on individual level were coming together. Where were the government agencies taking solutions for the people who were actually involved in that flood? No government policy came for that. Talking about the electric vehicle policy. My dear, you say that we want to build electric vehicles, you want metro stations, only 0% adoption. And if, as the leader of opposition, I would like to say this, because I don't believe I clap for intentions, I will highlight the loopholes and I will give you the solutions. As the leader of opposition along my whole party, मैं ये मकसद रखती हूँ चाहे सत्ता बदले या ना बदले पर सरकार की नीतियाँ बदलनी चाहिए ताकि मेरा देश बदले। I want the government to change. I want the policies to change. I want my country to change. And talking about solutions, if I talk about National Clean Air Program or whether it is about Swachh Bharat mission, I would have few suggestions for you as a ruling party that have some enforceable standards, have some limits. Why you go to other countries, foreign countries, you can't see any litter on the ground because they have legal standards for it, they have binding standards for it. But right now, people are not even interested in putting the seat belts. They are moving by the cars and throwing the garbage. What's the reason for that? The major reason is They don't care. They don't have fear that any legal binding will come from the government. So most important thing, whatever policies you are implementing, the most important thing is enforceable standards. Not action, implementation. Enforceable standards. Limits should be set by the government and there should be the strict audit presented. Along with this, I would like to talk about the plastic waste management. हमें plastic इस्तेमाल नहीं करना. Yesterday, ruling party was talking about the plastic waste management. Oh, I can see it over here. Here is the plastic. So that's the current scenario I would like to talk about. Because the things we have in our world, that is definitely not in our action. And that is something, see, I believe in this thing. Whatever you are saying in your words, that should be implemented in your action.
Read out the agenda, please.
Okay. I think there should be an amendment in RTE Act, which is Right to Education, which says that 25% of these students, 25% seats should be reserved in private schools for the economically weaker section that is given by the government. So I think that instead of getting other government schools, which are basically literally the buildings without teachers and students, you should increase the provision. You should increase the percentage of these students here from 25% to at least 50 or 75%. Second is, as I already mentioned, whether it is National Climate Action Program, whether it is Swachh Bharat, have some enforceable standards, legal binding, a law should be passed, and along with that, there should be a strict audit. Whenever you are presenting the report in the parliament, you should mention about what measures you have actually taken. You should not present the report that, you should not present the audit report specifying that you have made this expenses in your mind about the climate. Tell us what is done on ground. Don't tell about the plantations that are put on the paper, but rather on the ground. Another agenda is basically part of agenda is National Youth Climate Corps. Just like these volunteers are standing over here, they are working from student level to the governmental level. That level of volunteers should be there for environmental programs. And for that, you should form National Youth Climate Corps. Green Skill Development Commission, that is one of my more another part of the agenda, which says that you should give enough workshops and you should give enough training that how we can preserve environment. हमें तो पता ही नहीं है जिस environment में हम रह रहे हैं वो हमारे लिए कितना important है, तभी तो हम जिसके बारे में जानेंगे नहीं हम उसकी सेवा या उसकी रक्षा कैसे करें. And apart from that, there should be the climate budget separately where you should specify on ground what has been done. हर घर एक पेड़ already it is there, but I think that just like you do जनगणना and you find the number of people there in different homes, you should find how many plants are there in each home. Apart from this, I think there should be the replacement of buses with electric buses, especially in schools and government offices. And then apart from that, there should be national green startup as well. People who are adopting new businesses with the objective of using renewable resources, give them incentives, give them subsidies. Apart from this, I think there should be compulsory solar panels in each building, each government offices and each school. And that's how I will address my case. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
ليكن يومك للشعب ودادا ليكن حبك للأرض بداد